Well, welcome back to another game of Play Action Football. My name is Brian Haverkamp. I'm the co-designer and co-creator of the Play Action Football Express package with Jason Graham. You can check out Jason's YouTube channel at Jason Flash Football. Be sure to give him a subscribe. He's a terrific designer, has been doing this much longer than me, and has some really cool career mode games that he creates and has created for a long time. He built out the initial set of the FACs, which we're using here, and we just sort of extended it out into a larger universe as a part of Play Action Football. So we're going to be playing our 2050-2050. This is the West Coast Football League. This league has been established by the Western United states after a civil war split the country into the Eastern United States and the Western United States. So they started a football league in order to sort of begin the rebuilding process and to help morale. So the West Coast Football League is now 10 years old, 10 seasons old, I guess I should say. And we've gone through an expansion. So the Denver Snowcats and the Phoenix Firebirds have been a part of the expansion from 6 teams to 8 teams. And we've done a number of different sort of iterations of this. Mostly we've used the game simulation online that comes with the Play Action Football game. In this 10th anniversary season, we've added players. So we're using the larger team cards you can see here. These are the team cards. So we've got actual player names in each of the positions. They run a 4-3 defense, so they have the appropriate front seven. And we have spaces for rushing, receiving, sacks, and interceptions. This is what the game looks like whenever you purchase NFL seasons. I've just basically transferred all of my handwritten notes into the actual blank template for that. So got our football field up here. We got our cards here ready to go. And let me just roll through the teams here real fast. So this is the Miners. We do have logos for most of these, but not all of them. The Seattle Mongers. The Mongers, still deciding on a color for them. Not sure if they're going to go with orange as well, but there was a logo for them, but it wasn't correct, so I've got to redo that. The Gamblers, Las Vegas Gamblers. They are 1-0 after they beat San Diego week 1. The Los Angeles Wave run a 4-3 defense, 0-0. And then San Diego, they had the same logo as the Surf, so we're going to get them a new logo as well. So 2 on offense, 0 on defense. And the Phoenix Firebirds, 0-0. Though Phoenix is 0-1. No, 1-0. They beat LA 26-6. So Molina had a really good game. So that's our ones that are not playing today. Here we have the Denver Snowcats. You can see their team there. And they are 1 on offense, a 0 on defense. And then the Portland Scouts. So they are a green team. And 0 on offense, 0 on defense. So that is where the league stands right now. So we'll have these over here whenever we need to roll for a big play. And I usually keep track of sacks and tackles for loss. All right, let's go for the coin toss. This is the Scouts. This is the Snowcats. So the Snowcats are going to win the toss. They're going to take the ball first. That just ensures that they get the ball last. So Portland. Each team gets 8 drives in the game, and that's how the Express game is sort of rules is written, played out, 16 possession games. You can also use the drive by drive with with the team creation as well. Got a card shuffler over here for whenever we need to shuffle the cards. You shuffle the cards after 4 drives. So the first 2 drives for each team represent the first quarter, the next 2, the second quarter, so on. All right, we're gonna have a kickoff. It's gonna be Denver. Denver is receiving. So Portland needs to kick off. And we run the kickoff this way. Kickoff, we're going to look at this number here as a 12. 12 on our chart, which this is sort of the glue that holds it together, is the FAC charts. And so we're just sort of referencing the random numbers on the chart. 12 is going to be a kickoff down to the 7-yard line, so a short kickoff. And we'll do this is the random number pile. This is the play pile. Random number 1. That's going to be a 10-yard return and the fumble. So the ball is on the ground. So out to the 17, we have a fumble. A 7 to 12 means the defense recovers. So right off the bat, we have a fumble on a kick return. The defense has recovered it at the 17. And then it says on the fumble return, there's a 3-yard return with another fumble. So down to the 14. And we have another fumble, but this time the offense. So the team with the ball is the kicking team, and the offense is going to recover. So that's kind of a wild and woolly play. So we're going to call that a fumble on the kick return. Let's see. It was caused by, well, I can't even purport to guess who might cause that fumble, so we'll just leave that as it is. It's a little bit easier during the play. So we'll see who recovered it. So we'll call it 2, 4, 6. We'll call it Cross, the middle linebacker who is out. Cross for the fumble recovery. And I think I said 3 yards. All right, so we'll leave it at that. So Cross with the fumble recovery, he's out on special teams. You know, everybody's got to play everywhere all the time. So, all right, 1st and 10 for the Portland Scouts. That was Denver's first possession, by the way. So they're down really a possession after having not been doing anything. Portland is a 40% pass, 60% rush. So we're looking at the blue for them. That's the run-heavy offense. And so first down, 5 yards. We look at the offense, and their offense is a 0, so there's no additional yardage here. So down to the 9-yard line, brings up 2nd and 5. We get another run, this time for 6. That takes it down to the 3. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 3. Pass here is incomplete, brings up 2nd and goal. Now we have a pass for 27. That's going to be out the back of the end zone. We have 10 yards for the end zone, plus 3. 10 plus 3 is 13 yards. That's all that we have to work with. So if it doesn't fit, the play doesn't fit within that 13 yards, it's not going to be a touchdown. So that's out of the back of the end zone, so that's an incompletion. And another run, 1 yard, gets it down to the 2, and now they have a decision to make. Do they try to punch it in or go for the field goal? They're going to try to punch it in. So they're looking for 2 yards. Oh, and they stretch it out just across the goal line. So that is a 2-yard touchdown run. That's going to come from Garcia. So the quarterback takes it in from 2 yards. And they are 100% on their extra points. So Portland gets 7, and they take a 7-0 lead. So not a great start here for Denver. They're going to receive the kickoff. This will be a touchback. So at least there's no fumble. So they get a chance to play. They are going to, hold on a second. All right. First and 10. The Snowcats are a 60-40 passing team. That means they're looking at the red section because they are a pass-heavy team. And right out the gate, they come out with a pass of 19 yards. We're looking at the offense, so we look over here. They have a +1 to their offense, and so 19 plus 1 is 20 yards. And right off the bat, the Snowcats are hitting. Denver is 1-0. They beat San Francisco 31-13. They were at home. Game number 1. This time we're looking at the defense. Pass is 6 yards. The defense is a 0. Both teams' defenses, they don't have any effect on the game. So we get a pass for 6 yards. So 5-6 brings up second and 4. Another pass for 6 yards down to the 43, first and 10. This is a run as they bust one down to the 36, brings up second down and 3. And we have a run here for 3 yards. Sorry, that was the wrong one. Okay. I was looking at the other. Boy, I've been looking at the wrong thing. Okay, we'll go with it. So this is a run of 3. So I missed on those for sure. Run of 3 yards, and looking at the offense, that becomes 4 yards. So down to the 32, and that brings up first and 10. So they could have had more. I was just looking at the wrong section. You're probably like, what is he reading? We get a pass for 4 yards, and that's down to the 28. Brings up second down and 6. This pass is incomplete. Third down and 6. And we get a run of 3 yards down to the 25. That's going to bring up fourth down and 3 from the 25-yard line. They're deep in the territory, so 32, 42 yards. From 42 yards, they are a 5-12. They're going to go for it here, taking their cues from the scouts. So we're looking at the red. They go for it, and the pass is incomplete. That's going to be a turnover on downs at the 25. So Denver, not a lot of luck today, as they've turned it over on downs and fumbled the ball. So it will be first and 10 for the Scouts. The Scouts are running a run-heavy offense. That's going to be a run of 0 yards. That'll bring up second down. Here's a run of 4 yards out to the 29, brings up third down and 6. And a pass for 4 yards. That's going to leave them a couple of yards short. And rather than give the ball back right there, they're going to play field position with a 7-0 lead and going to punt the ball. Punt is a good one. 49 yards. 10, 20, 30, 49 down to the 18. And the return is 3 yards. That's going to be a fair catch. So almost a 50-yard kick with a fair catch. That's pretty good as they flip the field. That will end the first quarter, and our score is 7-0 Portland over Denver. And let me take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with quarter number 2. Right, and we are back with second quarter action. It will be Denver with the ball, and they are looking at the red here, so that'll be a pass for 6 yards to start the drive. Brings up second down and 4. Here's a run. That's going to get them 3 yards. That'll leave them 1 yard short. Third and 1. Oh, big time run. 11 yards on the run. So out to the 38. And that's going to be a first and 10 for the Snowcats. Oh no, we get a false start. So back to the 33. First and 15. But they do get a big chunk of that back. They get 9 yards out to the 42. That's going to bring up second down and 6. Incomplete pass on second and medium brings up third and medium. Oh, nice pass play. So 10 plus 5 out to the 43 as they cross midfield, and Denver is on the move. Here's another pass. This one goes for a first down. We're looking at the defense. There's no defensive modifier, so that's just going to be however much they need for a first down. So it's kind of like a wild card. So that'll give them a first and 10 at the 33. Here's another pass for 20 yards as Molina is all over it. Or, sorry, Roman, the rookie. And Molina is with a different team. I think he's San Francisco. So Roman, the rookie, I think he had 3 TD passes in the first game. So he's been rocking so far. 1st and 10 from the 13 for the Snowcats. Here is another pass for 9 yards down to the 4. Brings up 2nd down and 1. They can get a 1st down without a touchdown. They try to run the ball here. -1, we're looking at the offense, +1, that makes that a 0. So they do break a tackle and get back to, to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd down and 1 from the 4. It's terrible. As we get a defensive penalty, somebody jumps off sides. And actually, let's go ahead and run the play. We get a pass, so that's a jump off sides, and the play continues. That's how I like to run the defensive plays off sides. So that's going to be a pass for 10 yards +1 is 11. Remember, we have 10 for the goal line and 4, so we have 14 to work with. So this is going to be a pass into the end zone, and that's going to be a pitch and catch as they decline the penalty and take the play. The catch is made by Ferris. Ferris is the wide receiver. So we'll call that a Denver TD. So pass TD for 4 yards. And that is going to be Roman to Ferris. And Denver is a 95 on their extra points, so they need a 2 to 12. So the extra point is good. And they tie it up at 7. So 7-7 our score. Denver will kick off. Kickoff is down to the 2-yard line. And the return, not much. 15 yards +2 is out to the 17. So good kick coverage there for the Denver Snowcats. As the Portland Scouts take over 1st and 10. We're looking at the blue for the Scouts. That's the run-heavy offense. To the defense, a pass of 10 yards is going to be 10 yards. So that's 1st down pickup. And they get a big-time pass play here. This is 19. 10, 20, 19 out to the 46. And just like that, they're almost to midfield. Looking at the defense, that's going to be a... That should be there. It's a run of 1. 2nd down and 9. And they start to get conservative. That's a run of 2. This brings up 3rd down and 7. Oh, they're going to come up 1 yard short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They come up 1 yard short. They're going to go for it. The other option would be to punt. And it pays off as they break through the line of scrimmage. It's a 13-yard game with potential for a breakaway. So we're going to roll and check the number. Our number is a 3. 3 on our breakaway chart is 0. So 10, 11, 12, 13 puts the ball at the 32. So they get the 13 yards, and then you check for the breakaway with the plus. So Denver breaks through the line with a sack for 7 yards. That'll set them back to the 39. It'll be 2nd down and 17. Where did that sack come from? It came from Howell. Howell is their all-pro nose tackle or defensive tackle. So keep track of sacks. And it'll be Denver. And who's playing Portland? So Denver, Howell with the sack. And somehow I'll keep track of those special plays like that and try to assign maybe Defensive Player of the Year or something like that. So it will be 2nd down and 17. We get a run for 7 yards, so they get 7 of that back. Brings up 3rd and 10. And they almost get everything with a short pass. So that'll take the ball down to the 24. That brings up 4th down and 2. They're going to take the safe route and try to kick the field goal. That's a 41-yard field goal. They're a 1-70, so a 5-12, and this one goes through. Oh no, it's a miss. So a 41-yard field goal is missed. So Portland comes up empty, and Denver is going to take over at the spot of the hold, which is the 31. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Snowcats. This is their final drive of the half. Again, we're looking at the red. We get a run for 10 yards. Brings up 1st and 10. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. Here's a run. Because it's the offense, we're going to get 2 yards instead of 1. They add the yardage. 3rd down and 8. And we get a pass for 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. That'll spot the ball at the 46. So they cross midfield into Scouts territory. We get another run for a 1st down. So it's 1st down because it's offense. They have a +1. It's the 1st down +1. So that's how those work. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. And here we get a chance at a long pass. So we get 11 yards, and let's see if there's any breakaway yardage. 12, of course there is. That is going to be an automatic TD on a 12. So they're going to score on a pass from the 35, and that will be a 35-yard TD pass. And that goes from Roman to Horton. Horton is their all-everything, all-pro wide receiver. So they score, and we need to kick the extra point. Extra point is good. So in the second quarter, they put up 14. They take a 14-7 lead over Portland. So Portland will get their final drive here in the first half. They'll also get the first drive of the second half. So let's get the kickoff. Kickoff is a 2. That's going to be a touchback. And 1st and 10 for the Scouts. Again, we're looking at the blue offense, a run of 5, and that'll be out to the 30. We get a penalty. That's what the yellow means. So we have a penalty. We roll flip for the penalty. 8 on a penalty is going to be on the offense. That's 15 yards. So 10 and 15, that sets them back. It's now should have been 2nd down, 2nd and 20. All right, we get a run for 0 yards, brings up 3rd and 20 as they were trying to just not turn the ball over. We get an incomplete pass on 3rd down, and we're going to get a punt. Let's punt it just to make sure there's no return. This is a potential block, and if we roll a 12 on a blocked kick, then it will be blocked. Oh, a 2. So just 30 yards on the kick, 10, 20, 30. So out to the 45. We get a 1. That's going to be a punt return of 0. That's actually a muffed punt. The defense is going to pick it up, but they can't do anything with. You can't advance a muffed punt. So because that's the end of the half, we'll just call that a punt. And we will go to the second half. So Portland shut out in the second quarter. They're down 14-7 to the Snowcats. As Roman, the rookie quarterback for Denver, came through clutch with a touchdown pass to Horton. He's also thrown one to Ferris, so he's got 2 touchdowns here. All right, let's take a halftime break, and we'll be back with the second half. All right, the halftime show is off the field, and we are ready for the second half. It is 14-7, Denver over Portland. Denver is 1-0. Portland is 0-0-1. They tied in week number 1. with Seattle. So we got the kickoff. It'll be a 5. 5 on the kickoff is down to 2 yards deep in the end zone. They're going to just take that out as touchback as they kneel and take it at the 25. So 1st and 10 for the Portland Scouts. Looking at the run-heavy offense for the Scouts. This is a pass for 8 yards. That'll take it out to the 33, brings up 2nd and 2. Good run there for 6. Ball spotted at the 39, 1st and 10. All right, Portland moving the ball on the ground, 10, 11, 12, past midfield out to the 49. It's 1st and 10 for the Scouts. Another good run of 8. Gets them within 2 yards, 2nd down and 2. And they get exactly what they need as they bulldoze right to the line to get 1st and 10. Another run, 2 yards on the offense. So 2nd down and 8. Good defense there from Denver as they hold them to 1 yard up the middle. Out to the outside. This is going to the offense. That's 5 yards. Can't quite get the corner as it gets dragged down just as he is turning it. And that'll leave them short. 4th down and 2. It's a little bit of a long field goal, so they're going to go ahead and go for this 4th down. 4th and 2. Oh, they get stuffed for no yardage. And that is a turnover on downs. So Denver will take over at 31. That is the 2nd time they've been stopped. Oh, no, it was Denver that was stopped on a turnover on downs. So, first time Portland has been turned away on 4th down. Denver will take over. Denver has a 7-point lead, and Roman takes them out there. It's Roman at quarterback. Pierce is the rookie halfback. Ferris, Walsh, and Horton. Ferris and Walsh are both 1-rated players. Horton is a 2-rated player. So, high-quality wide receivers. Tight end is Alvarez. On the line, left to right, Snyder, Sparks, Parker, Lancaster, and Livingston for the offense. So 1st and 10, we get a sack right off the bat. I like to look at the offense here for this sack. So -3 plus 1 is just a -2. So because of the strength of their offense, they only get set back 2. So let's see who makes that sack. For Portland, it's going to be Hess. Hess is the outside linebacker, rookie outside linebacker, with, I believe, his first sack of the year. And so we're going to have 2nd down and 12. Here's a pass for 8 plus 1 is 9, and that will put the ball at the 38, brings up 3rd down and 3. Another good pass for 9, and that will be to the 47. 1st and 10 from their own 47, Denver driving. Here's a run for 2 yards. Almost to midfield. 2nd down and 8. Here's a pre-snap penalty on the defense. We're going to let the play run. Let's see what the play is. Defense pass of 7 yards. The penalty is just 5 yards. So we're going to take the play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they needed 8. They got 7. And it will be 3rd down and 1. They're going to take that. No. Should have taken the penalty. All right, so this is going to be a run of 0 yards as they get stuffed trying to push it up the middle. They're at midfield. They're going to go for it. They've already had 1 turnover on downs, but let's see if it happens again. They plow ahead. They get 1 yard. That's exactly what they needed. So that is going to be a 1st down for Denver. Penalty on the defense again. Let's see what the play is. The pass is incomplete. So we're going to take that 1st down, or 5 yards, and that'll spot the ball at the 38, 1st and 5 for the Snowcats. We get a pass of 11. That's good down to the 27. Nice little medium in route. Here's another pass for 11 down to the 16, 1st and 10 from inside the red zone. Denver driving the ball. This will be another 11-yard pass, so 33 yards on 3 passes for Roman, and it's 1st and goal from the 5. we get a penalty on the offense. There's no option there. So that's going to be on the offense pre-snap, and that is going to be 5 yards back, first and goal from the 10. Doesn't matter to these guys, as they're going to complete on an 11-yard pass. They only needed to go 10 yards. So who cares about the breakaway, whether they run through, they make the catch in the end zone, and that is going to be Pierce. Pierce is their halfback out of the backfield, and so he is going to run a little like an angle route over the middle, and it will be a 10-yard TD pass. Roman to Pierce. I believe Pierce had a touchdown in their first game as well. The extra point is good, and Denver takes a 21-7 lead here in the third quarter. We're halfway through the third. The next drive will be for Portland, and let's get them set up for the kickoff. We're good there. Kickoff is going to be a 3. That'll be a touchback. So Portland takes over first and 10 at their own 25. Here's a run for 1 yard. Brings up second down and 9. Big time pass, 27 yards, 10, 20, 30 minus 3 is down to the 47-yard line, first and 10. Here's a run for 9 yards. Ball will be spotted at the 38, second down and 1. A run for 4 yards out to the 34. That's a first down run for Portland as they are starting to roll on the ground. Here's a run of 1 yard, brings up second down and 9. Pass is incomplete on second down, brings up third down and 9. They're going to get a run of 2 yards, and that sets them up for a 4th and 7. So going to have to take the field goal attempt here. So 48 yards from that distance. They are a 1 to 70, so a 5 to 12, and they will make the long field goal. It's a 12. So they're going to hit on a 48-yard field goal. And that gets them a little bit closer. 21-10 now our score. Denver's going to get ready for their final drive of the third quarter as they set up for the kickoff. Kickoff is going to be a 5. 5 is down to the -2. They're going to kneel that and take it out to 25. So first and 10 for Denver. Let's give them a few more cards here. First and 10 for Denver, and they have the ball for the final time in the third quarter. This is a run for 2 yards. 2 plus 1 is 3, so that's going to be out to the 28. It pays to have pluses on your or minuses. Here's a pass, short pass for a first down. It's going to be out to the 35. Brings up first and 10 for Denver. Roman back at it again out of the shotgun. He hands it off, and they're going to get 10 yards for the first down run. Sorry, it should be 10 plus 1 as they have a +1 on offense. Next play, it goes to the defense. They stuff it this time as they line up in the eye, try to be big boy with them, and they get hammered. This is out of the shotgun again. This is going to be a run for 2 yards. As we're looking at the defense, brings up third down and 8. And they try to run it again, trying to establish the run, maybe melt some clock here in the third, and that's going to set them up for a 4th down. They're going to have to punt on their final drive of the third. They're up 21-10, so they're just taking the guaranteed. Let's get the punt off. 10, punt of 49 yards. That's going to be down to the 1. And no one in their right mind is going to try to advance a ball from the 1. So let's say we're going to roll the die here, and if we get maybe a 1 or a 2, it'll die at the 1. Otherwise, it's going to go into the end zone. It's a 3, so that's going to go into the end zone for a touchback, and they'll start. It's at the 20, I believe. They'll start 1st and 10 from their own 20, and that is where we're going to start the fourth quarter with Portland behind 21-10. They're going to start the fourth quarter with the ball. Let me take one more quick commercial break, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter. Right, and we are back to start the fourth quarter. It will be Portland with the football. They're down 21-10 to the Denver Snowcats. First down play. They are running the run-heavy offense, so we're looking at the blue. That's going to be a run of 0 yards as the Denver defense bows up. 2nd and 10. Here is a run for 2 yards. They'll spot the ball at the 22. It'll be 3rd and 8. We get a penalty. It's a run of 1 yard. Let's see what the penalty is. Penalty is a 5. 5 is on the defense. That's going to be 15 yards plus whatever the yardage for the play was. So that's going to be a run of 1 yard and 15 yards for unsportsmanlike after the play. So that'll spot the ball at the 38. That'll be a 1st down and 10. 1st down run for 5 yards out to the 43. Brings up 2nd down and 5 for Portland. And this is a big time pass, 13 yards. So 10, 11, 12, 13. And they get across midfield into Snowcat territory. 1st down and 10. They plow it up the middle for 1. 2nd down play. They raise up, and that's going to be incomplete. That brings up 3rd down and 9. Oh, they almost get all of it. That's going to be 7 yards down to the 36. They're left with a long field goal that will be 53 yards if they want to try it. So they would need to roll a 6 or greater. That doesn't really help them down 21-10. Actually, it's not so bad. They need 11 points, huh? They only have 2 drives left. I think they got to push it here. They got to try to get the 1st down. This is the game. If they cannot get the 1st down, then it's going to be really difficult for them to score. So they need 2 yards, 4th down and 2. This is it. Oh, they get 27. Ouch. So 10, 20, 30 minus 1, 2, 3, down to the 9-yard line. Big time pitch and catch as they get a great play from Garcia. Garcia, their 1-rated quarterback, so he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. It'll be 1st and goal. We get a penalty on the defense. Let's keep running the play. It'll be a run for no yardage. So they're going to take that 5 yards. It'll be down to the 4. 1st down and goal from the 4. No, it's an interception. All right, so we get an interception. Let's see how far down the field the ball was thrown. The ball was thrown 11 yards, so that's into the end zone. And I'm going to call that a touchback. So I'm not going to let the other team, well, let's let them run it out if they want. I guess a 10 on the return is 5 yards. So 11 yards is the back of the end zone. I don't know. I'm going to call that a touchback. So that would be 7 yards deep in the end zone. He would kneel it. So an INT. Who makes the interception? It will be Lowry. Lowry is their number 1 cornerback. So Lowry with the pick and a touchback. All right, and it'll be Denver football. Denver has the lead, 21-10. They just took one away as they're going to get the ball 1st and 10 out at the 20. So Denver run or pass heavy, looking at the red. That'll be a run for 3 yards. 2, 3. 2nd down and 7. They raise up for a pass. That's going to be incomplete. 3rd down and 7. 2 incompletions. Nice job from the Portland defense. As they manhandle the receivers out there, that's going to lead to a punt. And the punt is a 3, not a great one. 37 yards, 10, 20, 30. Plus 7 is down to the 40, and the return is an excellent one. 12 is a chance at a breakaway. So we get 11 yards on the return, plus no breakaway yardage. In fact, there's a fumble. So 10, 11. We have a fumble on the play. The offense is going to recover and pick it up and go 7 more yards. So down to the 42. So after all that, the Portland Scouts will start at their own 42. So Portland, they have one drive left. They're down by 11 points. So they're going to have to score, get an onside kick. We'll see if they score first. Run heavy offense, 5 on the pass is good down to the 37, brings up second down and 5. Oh, they got a chance. They're going to break off a run to the outside. 13 plus 11 is 80 yards. That means they're going to take it to the house from 37 yards. Makes one guy miss, and that will be Dudley. Dudley is the fullback, so not outside. He takes it up the gut, pounds a couple of people, and then takes off. So TD run for 37 yards from Dudley. I believe Dudley had a touchdown in their first game as well. Maybe not. No, looks like it was Dale. No, he had a 67-yard touchdown run in the first one, so that's a fullback with some speed. It will be an automatic extra point. So Portland cuts it to 21-17. They're going to get the they got to try for the onside kick. The onside kick is a 1-10. It's the receiving team. 11 or 12 is for the kicking team. So they're going to set up here for the onside kick. And they're looking for an 11 or 12. It's a 7. So that's going to be the receiving team starting at the 50-yard line, as they cannot get the onside kick. Onside failed. And now Denver is going to have to run this one out. They're going to have to play out the whole drive. So Jason likes to play if they get a first down, it's over. I'm going to make them play out the whole drive because you never know when a turnover is going to happen. So 1st and 10 for the Denver Snowcats. They get a run for -1. That's going to be a tackle for loss. Who is the player? The player is Cross. Cross is their all-everything middle linebacker. So tackle for loss. I keep track of those two. Denver, Portland, Cross. And so that'll be a -1 on the play back to the 49, second down and 11. Pow, 16 becomes 17, 10 plus 7 is down to the 34. 1st and 10 for the Snowcats. Here's a run for no yards. Good play by the defense. Here's a run for 3 yards down to the 31, brings up 3rd and 7. Another run for 1. And I think at this point we will call it, we'll just have them kick the field goal. So 47-yard field goal. That's a 1-75. So 5-12. It'll be good. A 1 is a miss. Actually, I think we'll check and see if there's a block. How about that? 1-11, no block. 12, a blocked kick. So no block. All right. So that is going to be a 47-yard field goal missed. And Denver does not score in the fourth quarter, but they hang on to win this one by a score of 21-17. And they are going to go to 2-0 on the season. Portland goes to 0-1 1-1 as they have one tie. And as we look at our scores here, we got 21-17. Denver with the win. So you can see in the Northern Division, Denver now 2-0. Seattle 1-0-1. Portland 0-1-1. San Francisco is 0-2. In the Southern Division, Phoenix is 1-0. Vegas is 1-0. The next game up would be LA at San Diego, Phoenix at Las Vegas. So this is being played with the Play Action Football Express package. These cards have been just created by me. These are not like coming with the game. But basically, you're going to get the FACs. You'll get them all in a deck like this. It comes in packaging like this. And there'll be a little bit of a surprise. So I'll be able to make everything live and purchasable in the next day or two. So whenever you purchase this, you're going to get a little bit of a surprise. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but there's a little something extra in there. And when you if you go online, you can purchase this deck now. And what it looks like is this. You can buy the print and play version if you'd prefer. The print and play version looks like this. So it's the same size card. You can see same size as what you have here. It's not color blocks like this, so it'll be easier for your printer, but you still have the blue, the black, and the red. It's going to have an extra number here. So will the new deck. I ordered a new deck that has, it looks like this, except it's the color blocks. This is a D10, and this is a D20, not a D20, two D10s. So a 2 to 20 roll. This is a 1 to 10 roll. This is a 1 to 12 roll. So the 1 to 12 roll, obviously, you're using on the Express charts. The D10 roll will be used for a multitude of things. You can use it. I'm using a D10 over here to find the players. You can also use it on the drive-by-drive chart. So you can see here on the drive-by-drive chart, there are these 1 to 10 rolls for the splits. So my thought was that you could use the deck, the new deck. You'd have your two D10s, which is what we use for this 2 to 20 roll. So you get the play, and then you flip a card if you need to, and you can get the D10 roll. So it'd be a 15. 15 on here is a quick tempo drive, TD on a seam pass. No need for a D10 roll. For this one, an 11. 9 play drive reaches the edge of field goal range. Do you do the long field goal or punt? Depending on what you choose, you're going to roll a D10, and let's say it comes up a 10, and you wanted to do the field goal, that's a field goal missed. And then if you want to do the field goal block, you're going to look at the 1D10 again and see if there's a block or not. So my idea is that you could play the drive-by-drive version completely diceless, just with these cards. And then basically you have one stack that you just are flipping through all the time. Same thing after each quarter, you would reshuffle, or if you want to do every half, however you want to do it. There's 64 cards at that point, so you could probably do an entire game, and you would never have to shuffle again. But if you wanted to shuffle at halftime or each quarter or whatever you want to do, but you wouldn't even have to do that. You could just simply go through the cards as 64 cards. That should get you through, I would think, definitely the drive-by-drive game. So this is the advanced chart. It has lots of choices for you to make. So if you want to kind of have a really fast-playing game where you still get to make some choices on how the outcome of the game happens, you can choose that. There's also a basic chart, and this is the basic chart. The basic chart has fewer splits rolls. These splits rolls just happen. So the quarterback is hurt on 3rd and long. You just roll to see what happened on the play. There's no choices to be made on this one. It's just kind of there might be a split, but it's because there's either a punt block, a punt return TD, or a regular punt. So this one actually moves a little bit more quickly. If you want some player agency, you can use this one. And then obviously the FACs are mostly sitting back and watching the game come to light. You also are going to get the team generation and career module if you want to use these. So you can see the offense and defense, the base, the coaching style, run heavy, balanced base, the different place kickers. So you can do this at the team level, and then you run your off season to see how things go. If you want to know how that works, you can check out the first several years of this game, the WCFL. That's what I use to create the teams. That's what I use for the off season, and you can see how that works. I also added my own little mid-season actions here, where at the mid-season you roll and see if there's like a backup plays well, and so you get extra bonus points. I think I'm going to do that with this league that I'm playing as I'm playing it like here too. They'll just get extra points. There is a player generation module as well that I'm going to add, and that's for assigning player ratings, which is what we've done here. It's hard to see, but I've got the player ratings along with their year in the league. So rookie, peak, or veteran. I've got that all over here. So I've rolled for those already, and these players are there. I've based their rushing and receiving. So you can see Horton is their best receiver. He's a +2. So he's going to get the bulk of their catches. Walsh and Ferris are next, and they have about equal amounts because they're both 1s. And then Alvarez is the tight end, and Pierce is the halfback. So tried to sort of spread those out based off of what type of player they are. Howell is a 2, so he's going to get the bulk of the sacks. So that's kind of how I decided how to do that. And then basically you rate your team based off of the score that you get here. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have a 6, and on offense, a 6 to 9 is going to give you a +1. So that's how that works and how I did all that. I don't think I showed that very much when I created the teams, but basically you have the same thing on defense. So you add up your defensive player, your player values. And if they get to 7 to 10, you get a -1. 11 to 16 is a -2. And then this shows you the off-season rules, how to make your players change throughout the off-season. Still thinking about how to do that. Maybe there's something more. These are just older seasons. These are schedules that I created for myself back when we had the we had the 16 league. So I would just create 2 years on one sheet. You could do back and forth or front and back, and then you could have 8 years or 4 years on one sheet. So I just went through ChatGPT and created the same schedule over and over again. So we're just playing that out. It's a home and home round robin. And this is 2047. This is what I did. Thought I did front back, but this was the last season that I did on here, or maybe the first season I did on there. And then what we have now is 2 divisions. So we have a North and a South division. And this 2 of these, this block and this block, represent 1 season. So you can see here, this is the 2048 season, first year that we had the realignment. Each team is going to play 5 games or 6 games. So you play 3 in the first week, you play 3 in the second week, for a total of 6 weeks. And then we just play out North and South, and then we choose the winner of each division, and they go on to play in the championship game. So there's room for more expansion, more teams. I just did front and back, so you can get 4 seasons on one sheet. And if you're playing like this with the FACs, 6 games is enough to be able to move quickly, but also kind of get the fullness of the gameplay. So you're going to get all that stuff. I still have to add the player generation and things like that. I got to get all that figured out. But you will get the team generation charts right now if you order the print and play version. These are mostly just to have the cards themselves. So I will offer those other files for you to download so that you'll have them. But at this point, you know, the majority of what you're going to get with this physical card set is going to be the FACs and then the special little bonus I'm throwing in. So if you want to get those now, you'll get the single deck with the 3 play calling options, and you'll get team blank cards that you can ride on. I don't have any near me, but I've been using those a lot through the first series of the WCFL. And they're just little smaller team cards that are like poker-sized cards. They have little options for you. It's everything except the player parts. So the passing and rushing, the kicking, the offense, defense, and the base, and then a place for their name. So it's sort of a modified, smaller version of those larger cards. And everything fits into the play action football universe, the greater play action football universe. So play action football is actually a full play-by-play game that uses dice and charts. And you can purchase that at clarkandaddisongaming.com. Each season is only $20, and you get every NFL team from that season, plus everything you need to play the game. The charts for play action football are a little bit more extensive, a little bit more detailed, but still one of the faster playing football games on the market. You can usually play a game in an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how quickly the game moves. You can use chart timing. You can use clock timing. That's why we have this clock and football field both. You can check out any of the play action football games that I have here. I've got lots of demos and example gameplay. You can use the small cards. You can use the big cards. The big cards have all the players on them, just like this. The teams are rated. They have all the kicking game. The small cards you can use with the full play game as well. You just won't have people, right, to keep track of. But if you just want to play at the team level and play the games, then that's one way to do that too. So lots of different ways to play this game. Lots of different options. Some fictional, some real, some replay. So you got a lot of things. I haven't even covered the defense. There's just a lot of things that I haven't covered. So you just got to get it. You got to get it. You got to try it. Spend the $20. Try it out. I've got under the free section on the website, I've got a demo for the Final Four teams from 2023. And so you can try the game out as a full play game yourself and just, see how the mechanics work. Is it the kind of thing for you? That game is going to work. That demo is going to work with these FACs as well. So if you want to purchase the FAC cards, print and play, it's just $10. You get the entire deck, but you are going to have to print and cut 64 cards. They come 9 to a sheet, so that's going to give you 7 full pages and then 1 page of 1. The print and play, I also added a file for backs. So if you print all the sheets through once, flip them over in your printer, and then use the file for the backs, you can print them through again, and then it will print front and back to your cards. So not everybody wants that necessarily, but you can do that as well. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section. I am happy to get to them. You can see on the other videos. I'm not shy about talking to you directly in the comments. If you would prefer to email me, you can email me at clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com. You can go to the website. You can click on the contact us link and send us a contact via the form that comes to me as well. But happy to discuss anything that you see, anything you're excited about, whatever thoughts are in your head. I'm happy to discuss those. Yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, click on subscribe. That will you'll get notifications when new videos are posted. So that's the advantage of being a subscriber there. We're up over 480 at this point. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. You are creating the community around these games, and the next games out are going to be Precision Baseball, which I'm working on, and I'll be continuing to work on Diamond Dynasty, which is a GM career mode baseball game, and like fictional. And the plan is to try and get AIG baseball out by spring training. So we'll see. Not sure if that's going to happen or not, but you can go and download one full season at this point of AIG baseball. You can get the 1979 Major League Baseball season at clarkandaddisongaming.com. Go into the shop all games and then go to the free section. You can download that entire season and play it out if you want to. What I'm looking for is some feedback. It's in beta, and looking back for some feedback on the game. And are there any changes that you would make or anything that you don't understand that maybe I can make a little bit clearer? You can check out AIG Baseball. I play a lot of it here on the channel, and you can check that out and see if that's a game that you'd be interested in. It's kind of like a Status Pro type throwback game. With cards, if you don't want to print them out, the cards are all basically just on one sheet. So you can do batters on the front, pitchers on the back. You can see how I do that and kind of flip them over as I go along. But basically, you need to reference the pitchers, and then the bulk of the game is going to be off of the batter cards. You could also just play it totally off the batter cards with no pitchers. So that game has a few options as well, and it will be accurate either way. So it will be good. All right, I think that's it from here. 1 hour and 2 minutes. We got a full game in. We got a little bit of extra talking. And if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments section. Denver takes care of Portland 21-17. Denver moves to 2-0. The rookie Roman, I think he's got 4 or 5 touchdown passes so far. He is really raking. All right. That's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.